welcome to Veterans Medals Workshop. I'm your host, Frank Foster, and we have something entirely different today. The other evening, my wife and I were out having a late dinner, and our waitress, Lisa, who we knew well, came over and said, I have a box that I'd like you to have. And I was a little surprised, but she said, my next door neighbor was cleaning out her aunt's house, and there was a box up there that had been stored, she thought, for at least 75 years, and she didn't want to throw it away. So she gave it to me because she knew I took care of vintage clothes and stuff. And Lisa said, but I don't think so. I think this is Fred's Army clothes. And so I brought it to you this evening and said, why don't you use it and open it up on your show? Everyone may find it interesting. Okay, well, let's open it up and see what's inside. We'll sort of set this up on the table. Don't see many things closed up by twine. At one time it had some tape. Looks like it was in an old ration box. Well, it looks like his uniform. I'm going to move the box over here so I can... Wow. What a complete World War II Army Air Force uniform with the ribbons. And on the right sleeve is the Far East Command. This was the patch that was worn by the Air Force, the Army Air Force, in World War II when the Japanese attacked the Philippines. This had the original Army Air Force and Philippine Air Force in 1941. Corporal rank is ruptured duct or discharge insignia, honorable discharge insignia, Army Air Force insignia. Well, this indicates he had at least 6 months of combat and 1 re-enlistment. And it's interesting, the Good Conduct Medal, the Victory Ribbon, the American Campaign, the Philippine Liberation with 1 star, and 1 campaign star on his Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal. Very interesting, beautiful buttons. This is a really nice uniform. Wow, look how it was tailored to fit. That is a historical patch with the Far East Air Force. That's the Army Air Corps insignia and the Southern Constellation underneath. Wow, that's interesting. Let's see what else we have. Well, we have pretty cool shirt. Oh, this is nice. Look at the detail. Jackson Raymond. Look at that. Oh, you can button it all the way over to close it up. Really, first class piece of equipment. Seems like it's brand new. I'll bet you this is a 48-star flag. Yes. You don't see that anymore. I think I may have to go down to the American Legion Museum here in Greenville. So we'll put this back together properly in a moment. Well, here's a sweater vest. This was obviously, take a look at the detail there. It was obviously hand knitted. You know, there was a lot of this that went on in World War II. There's even some great stories in Europe that people would knit sweaters, and by the stitch they would send messages on observing German train movement in Belgium and Holland. But this is an unusual sweater vest. It looks almost brand new. Somebody went to a lot of work to knit that. Here's his hat with the trim. That's maroon. I wonder if that might be ordnance. Oh, take a look at this hat. Oh, he's even got it pinned together so that the crown stays tight. This is, oh, I'll be darned. There's the insignia of the, have to look that up. I'll come back to that. Oh, one quick thing. If you enjoy these programs, please give us a like. Even better, subscribe. That'll keep us on the air. Thank you. Latin parcame I saw I conquered. Oh, look at that belt. I don't see him like that anymore. Needs a little work on his brass. Oh, here's one that all the soldiers like because you could open a beer bottle with it. Another set of ribbons. His dog tags. Yeah. Fred's World War II dog tags. His Good Conduct Medal. Some extra ribbons. His ribbon that went with his Good Conduct Medal. His lapel insignia. Yeah. A ration book. United States War Ration Book 1. Ration book number 3. Ration book number 3. Ration book number 3. Ration book number 4. And it looks like it's been used. You don't see ration books anymore. And a Life magazine from 1942. Well, gosh. Well, this is how everyone got their news back in those days, with pictures of what's going on the home front. Don't worry, Mom, it was about all they had time to write. And, oh, the submarine warfare, Sevastopol. Wow, that's pretty cool. Here's another edition. Whoops, I better check that out before I let everybody see it. Well, that's pretty much it for right now. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do a quick bit of research on this insignia because it's unique. And, well, that's what it's like to open up a 75-year-old storage box of a World War II veteran's clothes. I think this may have to go to the local museum. Well, it took me a minute, but I had to go and look this up, and that's a very rare and unusual distinctive unit insignia of the Air Transport Command that, well, it later became the Military Airlift Command of the U.S. Air Force, but during World War II, the Air Transport Command moved all of the aircraft from the factories to the front lines and also flew supplies. Let's see a better look at it here. I think what happened was that Corporal Zipman came home from the war, had his uniform dry cleaned. You can still see the crease in the sleeve, put it into a box for storage, and never did, other than his Good Conduct Medal, which I believe they might have been manufacturing before the war, but he never did receive his American Campaign Medal, but he had the ribbon, as you can see, and he's covered it with plastic, which a lot of veterans did, or his campaign medal for the Asiatic Pacific campaign, or his victory medal. And he would have had to purchase on his own the Philippine Liberation Medal. Well, I think this is very interesting. I hope if you have the opportunity to preserve and care for a World War II veteran's uniform, that you'll take good care of it. And we'll see that this gets a really good home. Thanks for joining us today on Veterans Medals Workshop. And Lisa, thank you for sharing that box of Corporal Fred Zipman's uniform that he put into storage almost 75 or 80 years ago. I thought it was very interesting to see the distinctive unit insignia of Air Transport Command of the Far East Air Force. One doesn't think about the people who move the aircraft from the factories to the front line or supplies. I doubt that many people who are watching this have ever seen a ration book before, and obviously one that was well used, and it says never buy ration goods without ration stamps. Never pay more than the legal price. And, well, it's not everybody gets a chance to take a look at a 1942 Life magazine. I think I'll take a few moments. Nice ad on the back, huh? Okay, see you next time on Veterans Medals Workshop.